Alrighty, we are back into it with Nomia in Crimson. Already Nomia up 1-0 in this series after an incredibly dominant start. I am GL Phoenix, and with me is Blank still, and wearing to Sky Temple, and we'll have to see what Crimson can come back with this one.
Yeah, we saw on Dragonshy the absolute dominance that has been Nomia throughout the season and pretty much every season that we've had. The first few weeks of the Gamester ANZ HGC qualifiers have seen Nomia with a couple of roster changes getting used to that. It looks like fourth week in, they have found their niche. They're gelling well. They're putting on a dominant display, and they're making Crimson look like a second-rate team at the moment. There,
It's a little bit hard to say, but it's kind of true. They play them around the map brilliantly. They controlled. They had so much control, and there was really not a hell of a lot that Crimson could do. They tried their very what is quintessentially the Crimson thing, just garrosh into just blow up the team fights, and it wasn't able to work. I think a lot of that came down to the draft in the previous game, but already we're into a different game. The map was picked by Crimson. It's going to be Sky Temple, so very interested to see how this goes. Already, it's going to be the Tassai and the Dahaka band away.
yeah, Tassadar being the first ban pretty much every map we've seen so far. It's not uncommon in these tournaments to see that Tassadar ban. He just gets so much value, and the Haka being banned out. I mean, respect to Ray, of course, with the massive plays he did in the last game. But as well as that, just that global pressure is just too valuable on a map like Sky Temple.
Exactly.
We've got Nomi picking up ETC first again. Comfort pick for Penta, perhaps. Solid tank all round. But that means the next two picks go over to Crimson. Does that mean we are going to see that Garrosh Greymane?
That is a potential pickup for them. We have seen them have a lot of value with it. It is going to be the Rhaegar, though. I do believe that is probably one of the better options to take away. We have seen that Rhaegar be one of those highest priority healers. So taking that off the board from Nomia, it's a good takeaway. And if you don't want to be dealing with, you just want to remove as much as what Nomia had in that previous game. So taking that away is pretty good for them.
Yeah, you're 100% right. I mean, with the comfort that Nomi have been playing with the Genji, I do possibly expect to see that. And with Uther being left open, Uther Genji right now would be a solid pickup for Nomia.
That is a potential, yeah. I mean, it will follow up quite well onto that ETC. The Uther with the ETC has also been a rather strong combination. If you can go in with those mosh pits with a Divine Shield, you can't stop that. You can throw anything you want at him. He does not care. He has a big shield around him, and he is going to make you dance whether you like it or not. So that is a potential. We'll have to see if they go with it.
Instead, they opt for the Malfurion pickup and Tyrande. This is interesting coming from Nomia here.
I kind of like it. I mean, this is one of the biggest throwback combos that we've seen in quite some time. ETC Malfurion, good together. ETC Tyrande, good together. Malfurion Tyrande, they're pretty good together. They're all together. They have so much lockdown, and as we've been seeing lately with Tyrande, her owl build, it hurts. Once it gets later in the game, she can kill people from across the map.
Oh yeah, you build those owl stacks up and you can snipe anyone. There's just too much synergy with those three.
Exactly.
Roots, Mosh Pit, Twilight Dream, Starfall. If Tyrande opts to take Starfall, it's just there's so much damage and synergy just with those three.
Yeah, and they even respect ban the Li Ming because any kind of follow up to that damage and having that reset, I mean, that would just be devastating for Crimson. So not wanting to deal with that. And yeah, we are going to see potentially the fast side. It's going to be the Arthur's band away, so
it does leave open the Falstad for that global if they want to do it.
They have been tending to favour it over the course of the day, picking that Falstad a few times, with I will say mixed results. That last one was on the downswing, I'll say, but it is still a rather good map for Falstad. It's a big one. We're used to seeing globals have a lot of priority on this map, and once we get later into this game, if boss becomes a potential point of contention, that Mighty Gus can really swing a match.
Not only that, but the Mighty Gus for a Mosh disengage has always been a favoured pick. What else can they pull out? They might want to go the Garrosh here again. We have seen comfort picks pulled out so far.
They have
With
liked the
Shadows,
Tigers.
Rhaegar. They've liked the Greymane. They've liked the Falstad. They have picked up Tychus in a couple of games this last set, or
Yeah.
over the course of the night anyway.
Yeah.
They're letting it die down to the dying
Yeah.
second.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised by the Tigers. It does go quite well up against that ETC, but it's actually going to be the Kel'Thas and the Stitches. So it's going to be, I guess, the Dignitas combo. We've got combos coming in left, right, and center, but the
Yeah.
Stitches into the Kel'Thas combo, it's pretty strong. We've seen it happen very successfully overseas, and if it works, it works really well. But if it starts to fall apart, it kind of crashes and burns.
It almost 100%
Pardon
relies
the
on
pun,
Stitches
I guess.
landing a good. Yes, the nice pun there.
Yeah.
It does rely a lot on Stitches landing those hooks, and it is still a very similar style of play they have been going for over the last few games. The Stitches plays very similarly to the Garrosh, with that hook slash pullback. He doesn't have the ability to throw them this time, but with the KT follow up and the Greymane burst, they should be able to get a decent amount of damage. But we do see a Valor picked up on the side of Nomia.
Yeah, we have been seeing, at least overseas in other of the major HGC regions, the Valor has been coming up quite a bit, and the way it was explained, I believe, by some of the commentators there was because of the EGC, you have a lot more freedom in and around fights. Because you have so much peel coming out from that ETC, the Valor can be a little bit more aggressive and get out a lot of that damage. And when you're a Valor and you're able to play aggressive, you're in a very good position. And they also finish off with a Sonya, so they've got a decent amount of damage on this lineup now. Surprisingly, when you look at the start of it, they've got a decent amount to work with on the side of Nomia.
Oh, 100%. I mean, could you almost say wombo combo if Sonya was to take leap?
God.
Leap
would be
into
dirty.
Power Slide, into Mosh Pit, into Twilight Dream with Starfall and Valor just going ham. What could they possibly do to survive that?
To be honest, I think they only need at least half of that to do the job. But
Yeah.
I mean, Sonya can do a lot of work. She can be on that solo laner. We saw Ryu very happy to be in that solo lane on the Dahaka. She can do it. He can do it with the Sonya and arguably be much more powerful in those 1v1 situations, but less mobile around the map. So we'll have to see how they end up playing around with this.
We asked what can they do to survive that. Tyrell is a solid answer for what they can do to survive that. A good Saint, if he can land it, would nullify all of that damage.
That being said, that if you get hit with the leap, your timing is very limited to get that.
Oh yeah.
that
Oh
sanctification out.
yes.
So
Yes.
we'll have to wait and see. To be honest, I'm not really expecting a leap. I mean, it'll be cool. I think we did see Fnatic pick up the Sonya, and they went with the leap for some of those aggressive plays. We could see it here, as you mentioned. It would follow up very nicely with a lot of what they have already. But we'll have to wait and see as we are getting into game. It is game 2 of this best of 3. Nomia already up 1-0 as Crimson, they're trying to fight their way back in.
Well, I think that Nomia does have the much stronger draft here again, and I mean I like that Crimson picked up the Tyrell. Is it going to be enough to help them with the peel for the KT? Is KT going to get enough value here? We'll see.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll just have to wait and see. As on the blue side, we have Nomia, we have Fat94 on the Valor, Vanilla on Malfurion, and Penta again on ETZ, Ryu on Sonya, and John is going to be picking up the Tyrande.
And on the red side with Crimson Esports, we have old Tivian playing Greymane, Azure playing Kael'Thas, the Shadow playing Rhaegar as a typical ANZ pause comes out, Leica playing Stitches, and Jesmez on the Tyrell.
Yep, just the standard pause coming out of ANZ. We are starting immediately. I think it was just Fat94 just a little bit slow to get back into the game, but we are starting off as we do get the Owl build coming out, and already one shot onto Azure.
That's right. Nothing, again, too special coming out from these talents. You got your perfect aim for your cocktail build. We've got a hook coming out from Stitches straight onto Penta. No follow-up, though, and they just it looks like a little bit of a poke back and forward game there in the mid for that little skirmish.
Yeah, that's one thing we need to be seeing from these duo of Leica and Azure. We need to see those hooks into the immediate gravity laps so they can get that combo to work, but we're just seeing so much damage going down to that KT with Fat94 playing very aggressive on that Valor right now.
And another hour smashing Leica in the face there to run second stack. We've got a very aggressive rotation with all 4 members of Nomia rotating to that top lane, just to clear the lane while the rest of Crimson rotate down, possibly to get a pick on Ryu. Wasn't successful.
Yeah, as we do get see another hook from Leica landing onto Penta. He's, I think, 3 from 3 landing him onto Penta, but there has been no follow-up just yet. We'll have to see how that transpires later on into this game, but yeah, just kind of holding patterns right now. We did see the heavy rotation coming bot side, as you mentioned, Blank, but not really getting too much out of it. They're trying to get something to happen as we are going to be getting these first temples going to activate us. We'll have to wait and see how these teams play around as Leica's moving forward. He's going to be just playing very aggressive as the stun combo coming out. As they do land onto Leica, he's taking so much damage. They're not able to take him down just yet. As the hook goes down onto Vanilla, he's taking so much in this, just in a very bad position. He falls as it's going to be the first kill of the day. But the lockdown comes in and they take down the Greymane. So they just turn around and they say we have a combo to work with just as strong as yours.
I mean, yes, Leica's been fantastic with those hooks. The first few hooks. Oh, as we say that, he gets another one on Ben, on the Valor. Valor does manage to vault away, though. Lot members on the side of Crimson taking some damage there.
Oh, that lockdown onto that Stitches was just a little bit disgusting.
Yep. That was painful to watch.
And also one thing to note, with the Tyrande, that Hunter's Mark is going to be very valuable in just shredding those targets that they do end up getting those hooks onto. And one thing we saw when Fat94 was hooked, we saw the counter engage coming out from Penta, the slide straight through the 2 members, allowing them to completely deny any kind of aggressive play. As on the top side, where you take so much damage, he actually gets taken down thanks to that rotation up from Altivian. So nice little pick up there. They will be able to get the rest of this temple as we are just going to be trading the rest of them still rather even on both sides.
Yeah, Jesmer's almost dying to the temple himself, but he will survive it just to get those last shots off. While we see both teams picking up their respective siege camps.
Yeah, I've got those first temples done. We have both of the towers on the top side down for Nomia, whereas the middle ones are down for Crimson. We are seeing this rotation come down to the bottom side as Leica's trying to get a position for a hook. They do get the land onto Vanilla as there's the gravity lapse into a lot of damage.
Combo.
They don't manage to finish them off, and here comes the play out of Nomia. They do get the slide down onto the Stitches, take so much damage. The Hunter's Mark is there, they finish him off, and that is going to be the first kill of that fight. And it seems like that combo is just a little bit more powerful than the Stitches one just so far in this game.
Yeah, you're 100% right there, GL. They, as you said in the previous fight, Nomia saying, hey, you've got a combo, we have 2, and ours is just that little bit better.
Yeah, and already we've got 10 stacks onto that Ranger level 1 talent for the Tyrande, so already she's going to be piercing now that she's stacked that up more than enough. So once we get later into this game, able to hit multiple targets, and once we start seeing them stack around these points of contention, around these temples, we could start to see John get incredible value out of those owls.
Yeah, I like what Nomia have done here. They've cleared up the siege giants on the side of Crimson really quickly, and they've pushed in, getting rid of the towers and the healing well for Crimson. So knowing that the next altar is going to spawn bottom, that's going to be a massive advantage. They're not going to have any towers to back up to on the side of Crimson. They're not going to have any.
They do get the lockdown onto Stitches. Sure is only the 3 members, but here comes the rest of the team as Faz coming in for a flank, but doesn't get it as Azure is actually going to be the first one to fall. Takes too much damage in a bad position. John gets taken out as well, but the trade is very much in favor of Nomia. They take down 3 as Leica gets the hook down onto Fat, but where he wants to be there is. What? He wanted
that tower shot.
He was so keen for that, but was not able to get there. Jesmes gets the steal. He does actually get the invade and steals away that camp. brilliant play from Jesmez on this Tyrael, so they will have 2 mercenary camps pushing on the top side. That can be a little bit obnoxious to deal with, but yeah, they've got a nice play on the top side, but elsewhere on the map, Nomia are just dominating.
And as Nomia are taking these shots freely, uncontested on the bottom side of the map, they have picked up 10, and all Crimson have got for them right now is to try to equal that up and push top, which they are doing. Massive hook from Leica onto Penta.
Yeah, we do actually have Stage Dive picked up by ETC, so he wants to be a little bit more mobile around the map. And now that level 10 has been picked up, they're going to be using this this little bit of time in advantage to go for this boss, as the rest of Crimson are starting to make their way towards it, but they back off. They don't want to entertain the potential of a bad fight, as the Gorge gets used. The Sanctification is used as well, as they are trying to turn this fight again. But here comes the Stage Dive that land it completely onto the members of Crimson. They take down one as the boss is wailing away. Greyman gets taken out by that boss, just slaps him down, as that is going to be a fight going up to Nomia, as they played that incredibly well. Nomia did.
Yeah, Tyrael and Rhaegar able to get away. Oh, Jesmez revealed by the Hunter's Owl. Wow. And that's a 4-for-0 trade in favor of Nomia, picking up that boss and essentially near wiping the entire of Crimson.
Yeah, an incredible turn of events there for Nomia. There's the hook onto Fat Money 4, but he gets slammed into a wall. He will be fine, as they are breaking down this front line of structures. This boss is going reasonably low. They are going to take down these towers at least. We'll have to see how the defense comes out, because 13 is now up. Oh, they do get the Gorge down.
Oh, they've got a Gorge.
Oh, they got him. They're dragging him further into the base, as he is. They're just going to leave him to the fishes, as he is. There's not really much. There really isn't many ways you can get out of that one.
No, the bottom keep on the side of Crimson is at half health from that boss and their push. They did lose Ben for it, but I believe the value was still there. Also picking up their talents 13 at the same time.
Alrighty. So, Nomia in a very good position. They have level, they have talent, they have structural advantages. But a great hook onto John. They don't actually get the Gravity Lapse follow-up, so they're not able to clean up that kill, as they just trade some living bombs for the sake of it. It's a team bonding exercise, I guess, but they do manage to get out of that very precarious position. But now we do have John on the bottom side, just... Ooh. Nice side step.
Juking the hook there.
She's actually going to use the Shadow Stalk. And here comes the Stage Dive in a very good position, but here with the Gravity Lapse immediately. The Gorge is going to get used, but he's not going to be able to move too far away, as Vanilla is trying to stay alive. He does have the Ice Block to keep himself alive at least a little bit longer. Nice cocktail comes across from Altivian, as a lot of damage comes across from both sides, as they are trying to just get in position for this temple. But throughout all of this, Ryu on the top side has been taking that top temple and is firing shots away at the structures of Crimson. And even though it's a 4v5, Nomia, they're okay to stick around here.
Yeah, well, they do have 13 talents. Crimson are still yet to pick up that 13 talent here. Like it's constantly looking for that hook, and these owls just constantly finding value from Tyrande. They will most likely be able to pick up the entirety of this bottom temple unless Nomia decide they want to invade. Right now, there's no reason for them to. They have 2 forts still available on the map. They don't need to invade this.
Exactly. They got all of the temple on the top side. They are still in a very good position. They don't need to overextend themselves for the sake of just an extra temple, especially when they were down a member, with Sonya being on the top side, just cleaning up the top side of the map.
Yeah.
There goes the rest of the temple. This middle fort has been dropped quite low, and this seems like it's going to be the next point of pressure coming out for Crimson.
Yeah, it does look like they are going to try to push mid, look for a hook, possibly another engage. They're just constantly trying to get that fight going, is what Crimson are liking to do at the moment, GL. Is it working for them?
Well, so far Nomia is in a pretty good position, and we're seeing those owls. Look at the owls! Just...
Oh, wow.
This is dirty to watch. As Leica moves forward. Once it gets the Gorge without the hook, it does get the hook onto the Tyrande, not able to go too far away, as here comes the Stage Dive. The great ult coming out from the The Tyraels, they are managing to take out the Tyrande, but they're not able to get too much more beyond that. They do get the good lockdown onto Fat 94. He is forced to back away. They kill him, and that is going to be 2 down on the side of Nomia. They want more. They can't get the lockdown on Penta just yet. It's still a good fight coming out for Crimson.
Yeah, they are trying to turn this back into their favour, and we did see them do the same thing against Dark-Sided in Game 1 and Game 2. When they were down, they found a way to bring the fight and the game back into their favour. They still haven't picked up their 16 talents yet, so they're a full level behind it, and Nomia have a Merc camp still pushing hard in that top lane, getting a lot of value.
And we see those owls coming through, doing a decent amount of damage at this point, and throughout the fight I was just getting tongue-tied because I kept on forgetting what the word for sanctification was. Like, I kept on thinking it was yeah, I was like, it's not consecration, is it? I was like, it's a paladin thing, but wrong game, I guess, but got there in the end. It was the Tyrael, it was the sanctification. Bloody hell, I was going to say consecration yet again, but alrighty. Next temple is going to be activated soon. 16 is up almost for Crimson, so they will be in a reasonable position to fight. We have a camp pushing on the top side in favor of Crimson as well, so if Crimson are going to try and take a fight, now's a pretty good time to be doing it.
You're right, while those camps pushing top, and it looks like they might be posturing just to go straight for that boss. They've started the boss. The owl's gone out. It doesn't show where they are, so Nomia should know where Crimson are and what they're doing right now. Are they going to get there in time? I don't think they are, GL, which means they are going to pick up the boss.
They are going to get it for free. I mean, they had the Holy Ground to secure it as well, so
yeah,
maybe that may be one of the reasons why Nomia may have not wanted to try and contest that, because they knew that if they tried to use too much to go in onto that point, it was just going to get denied by a level 16 talent and not wanting to deal with that. So they are just going to back away. They get as much of this temple as they possibly can, and then back away to deal with this boss.
Yeah, leaving Sonya and Valor there to kind of deal with the temple, get as many shots as they could, while the other 3 members rotated down and did as much damage on that boss as they could. Sonya's still able, just juking around in the middle there, teasing Leica, going in with the poison spear.
Or here comes the stage dive. The cleanse was used as Jesmez is there as well. They don't have the. They actually get the lockdown onto Jesmez. He takes a lot of damage, but the healing coming out from the shadow is enough. The Ancestral was just a little bit too late as he falls. He's the first casualty of this fight. The Gorge was used, but the Twilight is massive. Locks down that front line of Crimson. They take down yet another, and it is only Azure left here as he. Oh, that could have even taken him out, that last arrow, but that is a 4-0 in favor of Nomia, and they're not bothering with anything on the map. They just want to blast down this keep and potentially just end this game right here, right now. Oh, they locked down Azure. The Shadow
they could end it right here.
Exactly. They take down that last member. They do clean up all of the members of Crimson. It was a little bit iffy there when they gave up that boss, but they do turn it around. They can maintain control in this match. They control this series from start to finish, and Nomia take it 2-0.
100% GL. I was a little bit scared when Nomia lost that team fight a few moments ago, only to turn it around and go, no, we're having none of that. We will start our own fight. Stage dive comes in, blows up their team, and straight for that core. GG, massive win to winning this set straight 2-0.
Yeah, they maintain complete control of the #1 seed coming into the ANZ finals, which will be happening, I believe, on the 30th of September. I'm so looking forward to seeing Nomia there, and yeah, that was just dominant control from Nomia from start to finish, and I believe that is going to be it. So thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.